morning. All right. Are we ready for today? I was actually really enjoying the day off yesterday. I used it to get all of my promotional materials done. Anyway, let's take a look at the charts. So, as always, we'll start with the daily. So we have all these liquidities here, but as we can see, as I marked them out actually, we were a doji, so just like a candle like this, very neutral. But now I see that we are going up, and this was just within the last, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. So it's tough to get a direction today, but we do have all of our liquidity marked out just to see where the market would like to go. So that's the daily. And now we're going to look at the 4-hour. We actually had a 4-hour swing high here that I had marked out, but we seem to have taken that on both NQ and ES.
Alex Tabu said, "Good morning, everyone. Let's hit that like button."
A 4-hour fair value gap below, which we did tap into at Asia, and then we pumped right out of. So ES never really tapped into it, but NQ did, and that really shot us up to take those swing highs. Today I'm seeing a lot of divergence between NQ and ES, so let's take a look at the 1-hour. A bunch of 1-hour fair value gaps here. We're pumping out of it, but also it's VWAP, so that could also be a point of resistance. Now looking at our 15-minute, we can really see that we took a dip here, and then we used that liquidity. So from this big move up to really move us further. So if you want me to take a guess, I would say bullish. However, as you all know, I really want to come down and fill that gap before I see us go up. Because filling that gap would give us very, very good bullish confirmation to take those levels that we just couldn't seem to take back a couple weeks ago. Well, back last week. So these levels. So basically break out of that 560 zone on NQ, and for ES it was the 6,000 zone that we were really, really struggling to take. All right. So yeah, as we come up to this liquidity, we don't take it and we start to go down. Oopsie. But I do see here that, see, we have that divergence again where NQ just really took that liquidity, went up, and then came down. Oh, I didn't write this in my description, but I do subscribe to Alex's Discord. But I really much prefer the YouTube because I can see everything so much clearer. It's very hard with the ES to see all of the numbers and all of the little lines that we look at over here on Discord. But on the YouTube, I have so much, it's just so much clearer. So let's take a look here at our Bookmap levels, what we've got going on. So we're seeing a lot of orders.
Supercharge your business with the all-new
A lot of orders above price. And what that tells us is that we are likely to magnet up towards those. So that 920 level, and then before the 920 level, we've got 912, 910, 907, 905. And as we look closer and see where that white line is, we can see that there's not a lot of algos there. It looks like they're actually people's orders. We can also see here that 5875, we've got a bunch of orders sitting there. So let's see what that is. Okay, that is this liquidity level. And that's the Asia. Our Asia liquidity, session liquidity. So going into market open, what I'm really going to look for is a take on liquidity. And once we take our liquidity, then we'll see what direction the market's going to go in. We might actually be more bullish because we have good news coming out with our tech stocks and the AI shareholders, we might actually still be going up, and we just might want a little manipulation. So we come up close to that 902 level, and then we see that we move away from it. On NQ, there isn't really any too much liquidity. We've got 320, 317, but it's not a lot of orders. It's like 14 orders. 21,250. There's about 25 orders there, but as you can see that it does align with our liquidity levels on Bookmap. So this is our 925 minute volatility candle. We also have no news today, so well, we do have orange folder news at 10. But with orange folder, we can still look to be in a trade. It might just propel us closer to our destination. So another thing I'm working on is to have my rules all listed for everybody. I actually am still working on my rules. A lot of them don't really apply to my strategy, but it's more of a mindset thing, because trading is so spiritual, and it's mainly mastering yourself before you can master the markets. So we're just going to wait and see what market open brings us, and then we will go from there. What really makes me think that we might be bearish, depending on what market open looks like, is that we hit this level, we came up once, we came up twice, we came up 3 times, and then we just had that hammer candle that brought us down. So if we look on ES, it's quite similar. So not a lot of divergence there. However, we don't have that 3 tap level like NQ has. So we'll just keep an eye on our Bookmap. We'll see.
Stop NQ sell.
Don't forget to put on my bracket. And yeah, my VWAP's just a little different. It's like 2 points away. And our YouTube Bookmap is streaming at only 2 seconds behind, so that's not too bad. All right, well, 2 minutes to market open. Let's take a little time to do a quick meditation and stick to our rules, and we will have an amazing trading session. All right, feeling all aligned. So yeah, we might want to come back for that 5875, somewhere down here. Also, if we look at our CVD on ES versus NQ, our CVD on ES is green, but on NQ it's red. So what that means is that most people right now on NQ are going short, versus on ES, a lot of people are going long. So market is open. Let's see. So NQ took that pre-market high, and now it's taking that pre-market low.
Stop NQ
ES
sell.
left
Squeeze
that
NQ buyers.
behind, left the high behind. And as we open the market, we are finding that we're building a lot of liquidity here. So we'll see what that means. But generally, when we are trapped between liquidities like this, it tells us consolidation until we take one. And depending on the type of volume that we take our liquidity with will kind of tell us where we're going. So if we hit that liquidity, so all that buy orders, and we eat it with buy orders, then we're likely going up. But if we take it all and we eat it with sell orders, then it's unlikely that it's going to hold, that all those buy orders that we just took are actually going to take us up. So, and two, what we can do is, and this is what I'm seeing on NQ right now, is that we're hitting them. So we're having big red bubbles, and then we're hitting it with absorption. So those sellers are absorbing the buyers. And now we are back to a doji candle on the daily. I don't have to look at it. I just know now. Love that daily candle. So let's just see a couple more minutes here before we can mark out our pre-market high and pre-market low. Oh, sorry. Our 5-minute high and our 5-minute low. So on NQ, we've got a bunch of orders stacked here. Actually, it's algo orders because that little white line is here. So 285, just above this. And on ES, oh, it's tough to see that line because of this. Let's see if we have better luck with the, oh, it's the same on Discord. All right, we'll just hold off. Okay, so we're coming for those orders. Lots of sell volume. The CVD hasn't flipped yet. Well, there we go. We got it all back. So look, these orders here, there's people sitting there. It's not an algo. All right, and we're also seeing again divergence between NQ and ES. Okay, we can delete this level now because it has been taken.
Iceberg ES buy.
Okay, about 45 more seconds till we make our 5-minute opening range.
Sell. Stop NQ sell.
And if we take this liquidity here, depending on how we take it, we can actually see which direction we're going to go in. The pre-market low I really like to mark out, but I don't take it as a solid form of liquidity, because it's nothing like a London low or an Asia kill zone, which actually where price aligns with red folder news.
Absorption NQ sellers.
So if we had red folder news today, it might be different, but all right, let's get that level marked out. So with the 5-minute opening range, well, the 5 and the 15-minute opening range, what I really like to look for is do we have liquidity above or below? And after looking for our liquidity, then what we want to do is wait for a break. So where a candle closes below, it's actually better if we do a little dance above or below and then come back and retest before our liquidity gets taken. Because then we can set our exit and our entry at the liquidity. Sorry, we can set our exit, our TPs at the liquidity. Alright, so NQ's coming for that London low now.
Absorption NQ buyers.
We didn't have much of
Absorption NQ
take
buyers.
one side, take the other. So let's just see how this forms.
Absorption NQ buyers.
Still got about 6 minutes until our 15-minute opening range is formed. We're in no rush to take a trade.
Stop NQ sell.
Yeah, and my prices are different since I'm on MNQ versus NQ. So if we see here, 360, 287. Yeah, so we got a lot of orders above price here. But if we look at that, okay, it's the same. Never mind, ignore me. Okay, so we took that with sell volume.
Absorption NQ sellers.
Not seeing many buyers, so we could still be going down. So let's see how this level holds on NQ.
Absorption NQ buyers.
Now let's see if we have any 5-minute fair value gaps. Yeah, we got this one here. We still got about 2.5 minutes until that forms. But let's just see what we want to do at London low. So we still have that 5865 level, which is right here, lines up with our Asia kill zone. I usually like to wait till 10 to take a trade because that's when generally the best trades happen. But if I do see us come back up and form a very good setup, then I'm not opposed to trading before that 10 a.m. But just looking over all my trades, the best ones do happen around just 10. Okay, so now look, 192 here, here. So right in the middle of that fair value gap. I don't really see a white line on there. Okay, so tapping in. And Q has the same, but we're still forming a hammer on that 5-minute, which is never a good thing if we want to see a continuation. A hammer mostly tells us we're going to reverse. So the 50% too, which is kind of where those orders are, or the constant encroachment, is a good place to enter as well. So I'm just waiting. Okay, I guess we can delete this liquidity now. NQ held that fairly well, actually. Let's see how that 5-minute is. About another 15 seconds till we form another 5-minute candle. 151 here. 65 here. So now, as you can see, all of our orders are gone from the top, and we mostly have our heat below.
Stop NQ buy.
Okay, so now we're tapping into that 50% of the first 5-minute fair value gap. NQs isn't as big, but it's still respecting it. Okay. This might be our setup. So let's just watch price. We've got about 10 seconds till that candle closes. I'm seeing a huge buyer on NQ though. 287. Let's see.
Sweep NQ buyers. Absorption NQ sellers.
One thing I always have to remind myself too is, especially when I start to feel FOMO, is that when we trust in the universe and we trust in our plan, then nothing that is meant for us will escape us. And that really helps me with my feelings of FOMO.
Sweep NQ buyers.
Because the more that we
sellers.
understand that the market provides us unlimited opportunities, then the more that we can tap into that abundance mindset, and the more that we can limit the emotions that we have as we watch our trades go by, or maybe it wasn't a perfect entry, so we didn't get in, then we know that we will get our perfect entry next time. Okay, so now we have, okay, look, this is an algo order. So right here, and you can see because that line is here. Oh, look at this one. The line is here. So let's just see. Not really looking for a short here though. I'm seeing too many big buy bubbles. No flip on the CBD though. We got about 2 minutes until that 15-minute opening range forms, but as we can see, it's
absorption
basically...
NQ buyers.
Okay, well, we're rejecting it. And the best part about liquidity is that we have two options at the liquidity. We can either see a continuation or we can see a reversal. And the more that we watch price and we watch the candlesticks and we watch Bookmap will tell us the direction. So yeah, we just had a little pullback there. And now as we come down, we have orders building there. So we can see that changing. But this is staying pretty solid, and it's right above VWAP too. So look, this looks really good for a reversal. Let's just see how that 5-minute closes. In about 30 seconds. Oh, wow. Beautiful. That is, we really held that level. Okay, 10 seconds till the 5-minute closes. So we might be able to get in to go up. When did that 5-minute close? 40:35. Okay, 15-minute range formed. Pretty bullish 15-minute candle. I kind of missed my entry there. When I saw it close below like this, I really did not think it was going to close above on the 5-minute. So I guess my silly presumptions stopped me from getting in there, because I could have gotten in there. But what we can do is wait until the 50 candle, and then we can see how we fared within that 5-minute fair value gap.
Stop NQ buy.
All right, so NQ's approaching VWAP. I'm seeing a iceberg order right here, but it's not a big one. Not really a lot of icebergs here either. So if we're lucky, because we missed our chance to get in here after this candle, we should have been looking for our entry actually. And then we're just gonna wait to see what happens at VWAP. We also can take an entry off here. So because the 5 and the 15-minute align, I find it to be a lot stronger of a level. And as we come up and then maybe come down, if we form a fair value gap, then that will be even better of an entry. So dang! Okay, about 2 minutes. We'll see how that daily candle runs back bones. We got lots of time, but all right, so look, all of these orders here. So this is probably the algo. So we had all of these orders here, and then we had a bunch of them lifted. And as it's lifted, then we see price really shoot up. So still seeing some divergence there. NQ is back to these highs, whereas ES is still struggling through VWAP. Look, algo's here too. So NQ, not yet, but could close above this 5-minute fair value gap, which would invalidate it. But we do have ES that is still struggling there. All right, that is formed. Okay, close above. And ES, still working on it. But definitely is not showing any type of direction yet.
Stop and Q buy.
Okay, that's a really nice candle. Where did it tap into there? Oh, we hit a 5-minute fair value gap. Okay, let's see how this candle closes, because that's a really nice hammer. All right, I'm gonna get in to go up here, even though we're right at VWAP. But that candle was very strong. Just give it a second. All right, we'll send one order. Hold it above, hold it below. Hold it below the fair value gap. And then what will we target? We will target here. So pretty good RR, but let's see. What do we got here? Okay, so that could hold us down.
Iceberg and Q sell.
Ooh, look at that sell. I'm still gonna hold it though. Liking the SMT, and I'm really liking how this came down and really formed that hammer as we came back to VWAP. So let's just see how it goes. Pretty light risk. Just one micro. Okay, watching Bookmap, watching the aggressive sellers. We have more aggressive sellers than buyers right now. That 5-minute candle is changing. I guess it would have been smarter to take a short at VWAP than it would be to go long. Anyway, let's follow our rules. And let's do our notes. Okay, so we'll just watch price as we work on our notes here.
She left some requests for the wake.
Wow, that's a lot of double.
I'll move this over so that I can open this. This is probably going to go against me now. I'm making that mistake a lot. Still having fun though. Oh man, look at those sellers. Okay, so okay, another good candle. Okay, 5 minutes formed. Liked the hammer candle coming out of a 5-minute range. May 27th.
Stop ES buy. Sweep NQ buyers.
So
Stop
targeting.
NQ sell. Stop NQ buy. Absorption NQ sellers.
Okay. So now look, we got these orders back here. So it looks like it really wants to push up price. All right, let's see how this goes. Okay, now we have the option to take VWAP. I'm seeing some orders on NQ right here in this area, right here, just below price. Not a lot, 37.45. So if we want to go up, now's the time. Let's take a look at how that 5 minute looks. Not bad. Look, that's a pretty good hammer. Still seeing more buy bubbles, so the buys are at the top. Sells kind of coming in below, but and again, we're going to front run our TP because that's what gives us the most chance of getting out of this positively. All right, depending on how this candle closes, I don't know, we might still hold this. Because now look, we've got consolidation. So we've got 5865 and then 1902. So we're right here. And it's an algo order. We can see it's coming above. Oh, look, now we've got price. We got orders printing here. So 5890. Let's just see. So we'll see how this 5 minute candle closes in about a minute and a half. We'll see if we want to close outside this opening range. What's our 15 minute look like? Okay. So pretty strong move up from here. That 15 minute candle closes pretty soon. But look, as you can see, NQ really wants to go up, but ES is quite struggling. Okay, we can't delete this here because now we've got this liquidity level. But again, for a trading day, the volume's not too great. Where did market open? Here. Market open. Okay, about 15 seconds till that 5 and 15 minute candle close. It's also our orange folder news. So let's just watch this. 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Oh.
Sweep ES buyers. Iceberg ES sell. Absorption NQ sellers. Sweep NQ
It's a
buyers.
red folder.
Stop ES buy. Absorption ES sellers.
Okay, we're gonna do this.
Sweep NQ buyers.
I don't
Stop
normally like to
NQ
move
buy.
my stop to break even. So, but NQ is taking the liquidity, so we don't know what's gonna happen next. And we'll wait till this candle closes before we try to
Iceberg
secure
and Q buy.
anything. I'm not even really a big fan of securing profits
Iceberg and Q buy.
because I always do it at the wrong time.
Iceberg and Q buy.
Okay, look, this is gone now. So this is where our TP is. Okay, so let's watch this now because NQ took that liquidity. And now that we've broken out of this range, 5 minute. Okay, this one's new. Oh, that's not a good 5 minute candle. So a lot of times what I see happen is we'll form this top and we'll form these two liquidities, and one of them will leave and one of them will stay, and the one that stays drives the direction. So still considering a move up. We're still just going for all that LR here. And I'm not seeing anything that would, anything technically that would make me get out right now. Big green bubbles on both, well, NQ's kind of slowing with the green, but when I saw that big iceberg order, that kind of scared me, but the news just pumped us so fast that I said, whatever, fuck it, we're here. Okay, so about 2 minutes till our 5 minute candle closes. We might want to come back and retest this. So what we can do is we can look for our fair value gaps. So nothing. We don't have anything. If there's not a 1 minute, then well, we have a 1 minute, but if there's not a 2 minute, we're not going to find another one. Okay, so now we're kind of stalling. So these wicks here means we might want to come back and retrace. So we do, silver bullet hour, we do have a 1 minute fair value gap here. That if we want to come back and test with the 5 and the 15 minute opening range, then we really could add. Honestly, my full size is 3 micros. And one of my rules that I'm going to add is that I need to go full size, because I find when I size down, then I get very greedy, and that's when I'm moving my take profits. And then I never get any profits. Okay, so right now we are forming, well, we had 360 on NQ. And it's building. So it started off small as we were approaching, so somewhere around here. And then now that line is getting much thicker. Yes, we're building orders here, 510. So at our next liquidity level, which is our London high. So we could really see a reversal now, looking at all of these candles. But I'm not seeing many sellers. Not seeing many sellers. And we never tapped that. Oh, 5 minute candle. Okay, that's a pretty good one.
Iceberg and Q sell.
Iceberg and Q sell. Still seeing big buying bubbles. But depending on how much power we have, we could either take those orders or we can move away from them. So these wicks here are kind of telling me a story. So I don't know how much longer I want to hold on to this because of those wicks. Okay, we're forming another one. So my stop loss was here, about 40. So we're about a 1-to-1 right now. I don't like those wicks. Kind of seeing some sellers, but the bubbles aren't big. The buy bubbles were much bigger. So let's just hold it. We have consolidation. So orders above and below price. And then we have this is an algo level. Look at that. So where is that? It's here. Weird. So if I trail my stop to here, what are we seeing? What are we seeing? Okay, now the sellers are coming. Oh, look, look, look. Algo orders. Okay. One, oh, another wick. Not very good. All right. What is stopping us? So NQ is really consolidating here, so we could just dump.
Stop ES5.
Okay, so now NQ has orders building below price, which is not bad for us.
NQ sell.
46. We're only about 3 seconds behind. So okay, check out that 5 minute. Still looking pretty good. Checking out this 5 minute. Not looking too bad. What about our 15? Okay. Still got about 6 minutes on that 15. See all those little circles? That's an iceberg. Okay, NQ is coming up for that London high. Big buyers, big buyers, big buyers. Okay, we're gonna get ready to flatten just for when NQ takes that liquidity, because I'm seeing it not only on my chart, but I'm also seeing it on Bookmap. And as we have aggressive buyers on NQ, actually the aggression on ES is not much. So we have SMT there too. And I've been front running my little liquidity levels, so it might actually be just a little bit higher, but I've been putting it down just a little bit lower because I find that I question myself as I'm using it as a target. All right, so big sellers, big sell bubble on NQ. And all we've been seeing here are sell bubbles with as we're hitting icebergs. So still a potential to reverse. Okay, aggressive buyers coming in on NQ. But ES is still really struggling. So earlier, NQ took that liquidity, that pre-market, but ES never did. So it's showing that NQ has stronger buy strength versus ES, which really dumped below that liquidity level. All right, guys, I think I'm just going to capture my profits here. I'm seeing too many sell bubbles. And NQ is really stalling, so just give me a quick. Okay, yeah, so I front run that. Look, yeah. So NQ chop up, ES kind of chop around. Maybe we don't want that London high. Okay, so as we come down and we tap into the seller area, the buyers come in. And we have our first green bubble here. A couple little icebergs on NQ. 25, 29, 43, it's building. Oh, big. Okay, we're taking it.
Stop NQ buy. Sweep NQ buy.
And we took it with buy volume. We had some sellers, but they're being taken now. And I am going to put my TP here. So we're going to effectively crunch it. It's either going to one or the other. All right, so we can pull back out our notes. Let's just see. This trade is going to end very soon. So close. And that's what I question myself sometimes is my TP good? Should I hold out for that TP or should I take my profits as I see them? Okay, here, look, buy. So I'm just going to hold for a little bit. We got our profits locked in. It's either going to hit one or the other. Where did it go? But now that we have taken that liquidity, we really could just come back down. We could do a break and retest of that level. Oof. Not good. That's okay. We got our profits locked in. Look at that. So what are we at? Just a little bit under 50 bucks. Still pretty good buyers. How far were we from that? Oh, I can't see. How far were we? 90, oh, 75 cents. So I guess that when NQ took that, then that is when I should have. All right. So up 46.25 with just 1 micro. Crunch my SL and TP to maximize. All right, so pretty good, pretty good. Not bad. We followed all of our rules, and we did not exit out of fear or stress. So now what we can do is we could take a look. Okay, so yeah, look at that. That's not good at all. I mean, that's not good at all to keep going up. After we take that, we'll see. We kind of got a while on that next candle. But look, we're in consolidation, so this is where we're seeing consolidation. And now we can change the banner. Days without breaking a rule. 1. Now it's gonna hit my TP.
Iceberg and Q cell.
All right, so I'm gonna go for a quick bathroom break. And I'll be right back.
Stop ES5.
All right, bathroom break. I'll be right back. There we go.
iceberg and Q sell.
So now we are going to take it. That 5 minute had a really strong close above. So we can look back in our notes. We take our profits out of fear. So if we look, let's see what that 5 minute looks like. It's a pretty strong 5 minute close above that London high. Let's see what ES wants to do. It's still got a while on that candle. But this could be the break and retest to keep going. Oh look, we removed that algo order, so then we really pumped. So let's pull back up our notes, actually go back to the 1 minute. Cool. So now let's just watch. So NQ has got a pretty strong level that we formed at 1020. Okay, so here, around here, we formed 380. And I'm kind of seeing the line, but it's in the middle. So about 1 more minute until the 5 minute close.
Stack is actually slowing you down. Every new app adds more drag. So here's how I cut the noise. So
there's this one where the guy comes in, he's like, I will build you a Shopify store for free. I'd like to tell him that guy should just focus on getting some sleep. All right, so let's see. Oh, did we write that TP would have hit? Oh, look, we're doing something. We had a 1-to-1. Oh, God. Come on. Perfect. Ooh. Oh, we formed it. Okay, so we still had a break. Still having a break. Alright. Dang it, I missed it. I was gonna take another long up to this. So that's a pretty nice break and retest. I just didn't get a chance to 2-minute fair value gap. 3-minute.
Iceberg ES sell. Stop ES buy. Stop NQ buy.
So we really could have held that one, but that's all right. We locked in some good profits today. Not bad. But if we still look at our accounts, they're in drawdown. So 5 minutes holding nicely. Let's see what the 15-minute like. Yeah, we're pretty bullish now. All right, let's see if we get another opportunity. Still within consolidation. So orders, order, bigger orders appear. We could really want to come up for those. So icebergs, bigger buy icebergs and sell icebergs. NQ's hitting a really big sell bubble here. Let's see, we formed it.
Iceberg NQ sell.
So just take a look. Guess we can't change that close above. And now our daily candle is looking
Iceberg
a little
NQ
bullish.
sell.
Iceberg NQ sell. So we're taking it. Okay, that one flipped. So let's just see what happens at this area right here. NQ 387, 390, 400. Okay. Yeah. About 30 seconds till that 5-minute closes. And now that we came down, NQ, just as we came down, we started forming some liquidity here. So because we did close above that pre-market high, I'm not really going to be looking for a short regardless of this candle. I don't like it when we close above the level. Because it's likely we're still going to go long. I really like it when we have something like this. So our liquidity level was here. Oh, our liquidity level was, okay, that's just there. Anyway, regardless, we had it here. So close above, and here. Close above, close above. So I really do think we're going to come and take this London high on ES. But do I have a place to enter? No. My place to enter was here. You really don't want to go long on a candle that looks like this, especially with what I was seeing on Bookmap. Because we still technically could go short. How much was that? 55. 59. So you could have done the 5-minute, the 5:15 break and retest on here if you look at the 5-minute close. And then you take this, I don't even really think, just barely retested. But that's what I was trading for a long time. And I had pretty good luck with it, or pretty good scenarios.
Stop NQ buy. Sweep NQ buyers.
But it just came to like the last 3-4 weeks where we either don't retest or we don't retest in the proper A+ setup. Okay, so we had an iceberg here. Buy iceberg. But I do feel like we're struggling. So right now we have SMT. NQ took this high. ES is still struggling with that high. And we formed our 5-minute. But we're still holding above that pre-market high. And as you can see, we're still in consolidation. We don't know which way the market wants to go. So there's the line. So that 910, all these sellers are sitting here waiting for us to take that London high. Okay, NQ 405. SMT could indicate a reversal. Pretty big sellers. But let's just see what we want to do here. Okay, 5-minute closing. Again, in about 50 seconds. So let's just see what we are being shown and told. Okay, buyer coming. We're kind of forming a trend line here. Okay, it's coming up to this now. Still SMT. And both those times that we broke the high, we broke it with a doji candle. Sellers. But it's all just trapped between this. So, like here, here to here. Oh, okay, thicker, thicker. More sellers I'm seeing here. The CBD on NQ has flipped from red to green. So lots of people are placing buy orders. But I'm not going to do anything within this consolidation. Okay, 5-minute closed. Yeah, look. A little bit of a hammer. Okay, now all we're seeing is red. Red bubbles. Also on NQ. So let's see us come down. Let's see us take this. Okay, big sellers. Okay, now we're forming 355. So just here. Buy orders. So let's see what happens. Let's take it. We're going to take them both at the same time. We're going to take 355 and 900 if we are going to take them. So we're still pretty much holding that level. Look. I don't know if I really want to risk my profits on this. So we didn't want that 900 level, not yet. Just wait till this candle closes. If this candle closes above, then I would definitely say we're going long. Okay, about a minute, 15 seconds. Okay, about a minute. If we disrespect this level, then I don't know if I'll take another trade. But it really looks like we are going to close above again.
Stop ES5.
Okay, iceberg order there. See all the little circles. Big buy bubbles on NQ. Ten seconds. All right, there you go. That's what you want to see. Perfect. So I would say we could get in to go up, but
Absorption and Q
it's not
buyers.
very good RR. It's about a 1-to-1. I'm just not too keen on risking my profits right now, especially when we're in this area of consolidation. I do like those closes though. Yeah, look at that. Okay, now we're coming for it. Taking it. Buy. Oh, now NQ is printing 390. So we had printed 385. And just as we printed it, and then we removed it, and then we went up. So seller here. Seller's coming in. But also we're seeing volume die down. Yeah, so what we did is we really tried to come up to this liquidity, and there was weak buy volume. So not that strong, and then we start going down. So maybe we come down to go up, but I am not risking on a maybe. Okay, now we're coming. And we could really just pop. Alright, so this is kind of looking like what we were seeing earlier. We come up, we make a high, we make another high, or we hit an equal high, and then we struggle to break that, and then that's when we fall. Very neutral candles. So struggling within that consolidation. Doji candle. Are we gonna have the power? I don't know. Okay, so 5, 9, 10. It's getting pretty strong. Look, 500 orders here. 500 short orders. I just don't like how price is moving. We're still going up, but it's kind of just chopping around. And a lot of times when it gets so big, and we don't really have liquidity to take to the bottom or to the top, then we kind of just run away from it. So yeah, buyers coming in again, but every time the buyers come in, then you have a seller. I'm just not seeing anything too big. Okay, there's a big buyer. And in Q, looking pretty neutral. There we go. So we still didn't hit that level yet. We just took all of these orders here and we left that. Oh, 502, getting much bigger. Oh, and now some of it was taken away. About 125 orders. And we have NQ printing 390 right here. And 400. So very close to each other.
Sell.
But they are pretty
Iceberg
big.
NQ sell.
And where the, it looks like an algo, especially that 400 level. Okay, so building. Still seeing stronger buyers than sellers on this section here. So I want that London high. So I guess earlier I was saying that those pre-market highs and lows aren't super strong, but as you can see that it's still liquidity. So we came up, we broke it, we retested it. Yeah, like look at that. It really was a long that I had wanted, but
Sweep NQ buyers.
oh,
Stop NQ buy.
there you go. Perfect. So I wanted that long, but after that 5 minute had closed, we were about here. So, oh. A 1 to 2. So we left some of that order behind.
Stop ES buy.
There you go. Very bullish close. 1 more minute on that. And check the 15. Yeah, still going up. Okay, so 9.5 here, orders building, and 400. So I'm not sure if we're gonna want those. Or what? But we never took that London high. And I'm pretty sure our front, yeah, I did. So the London high was actually up higher.
Iceberg NQ sell.
All right, well, we went 1 day without breaking our rules. On Friday, we were pretty dumb. And it's actually made me put into my rules that we do not trade NQ. Because I just somehow always seem to get fucked when I'm trading NQ. ES, I find a lot less manipulation, and you can kind of trust the moves. Also, I like that there's a lot of information on Bookmap. when I was trading NQ, I would use the ES Bookmap for NQ. But why? Why not just trade? And why not just trade ES? So we are coming to the end. Well, we are at the end of my session now. I like to sign off at 11. Trade from, well, do my charting at 9. And then 9:20, I start my session. And then I like to log out by 11 regardless, just so I can enjoy my day. As a trader, my goal really is a 4-hour work week. And right now, the way that I have it set up, it takes me about 7 hours to do all my trading. So very manageable. And it also provides the freedom that we are looking for. So stick to your rules, live with freedom, and we'll be back tomorrow.